Welcome back to the show. It's that time of year when parents across the country are filled with dread, knowing once again they're going to have to prepare school lunches. And today, nutritionist Joanna McMillan is here with some tasty, healthy school box lunchbox ideas. But the first trick, I think, is not to say to kids they're tasty or healthy.
Yeah, don't use the word healthy. That's what I think. I just think Mum's making a delicious lunch. You know, don't use that word. And you know, I think also just don't get into a battle. Don't sort of stress too much over the lunchbox. Yeah. But we've got some great ideas here.
And everything here is healthy, isn't it?
Everything on the bench here is healthy. Right. Yeah. So if we start with kind of the main event, think about what you're trying to do here. You want to give them some slow-release carbs that fuels their brain for when they're in class, but also fuels their running around the playground and their sport, whatever they're doing. So you want some sort of slow-release carb. You want some protein, and you want some healthy fat. And really, that's what you're trying to put into this sort of main event of the lunchbox. So I've just chosen, we've got a barley wrap here, we've got a whole grain roll, I've got some grainy sourdough. But what about also doing something like a little pasta salad? That's whole grain pasta. I've just mixed it with some chicken and some feta, whatever veggies your kids like to eat, drizzled it with some olive oil. And that's the kind of thing. But make sure you test that sort of thing at home first. Don't just surprise them and they're expecting a sandwich and they think, hang on, what's this?
Otherwise it'll get swapped for an LCM bar.
That's right, exactly. So, you know, test these things at home first.
Yep.
And as for fillings, you know, a lot of my kids are the same. My kids will not have salad in their sandwiches. They'll pick it out and they'll complain and whatever. So what I find is actually much better. If your kid will have salad in the sandwich, fantastic, go for it.
Congratulations to you.
Yeah, well done. If they won't, how about just putting the veggies separately and put it right next to the sandwich so that they're not, if you put the carrots in a Ziploc bag separate, they'll probably come home and eat it.
That's a good idea.
But if you stick them in the actual box, you know, I think someone's nicked half a sandwich there.
That'd be Carl. Yeah. That'd definitely be Carl.
I just spotted that and thought, Carl's been eating my food again. Okay, so, you know, we've got, this is just egg and tuna, and then I've put the carrots separately. This one...
We've got a tuna theme on the show today.
Tuna. This one's a leftover sausage from the barbecue last night, you know, so use, rather than always using preserved packaged meats, you know, poach some chicken and use that, you know, keep it in a Ziploc bag at home. That when you do some steak or you've done the Barbie the night before, keep the leftovers and stick it into the sandwich the next day.
Makes good sense. Okay. What have we got here?
Then we've got, try and add some sort of a dairy food. It's adding additional protein and they're also getting their calcium. So I found these little drinks are fantastic. A flavoured milk that doesn't have any added sugar, which is fantastic. A yogurt, some cheese sticks. Something my kids love is, they won't eat an apple if I put it in whole, but if I chop it up and put a cheese in with it, they have apple and cheese for their morning recess, which works really well.
Okay,
then a piece of fruit. Yeah. Now, again, usually if you give them little bits of fruit, obviously cherries aren't good for younger kids, but for older kids, these are fine. Some berries into a tub. This is just natural yogurt with some chopped strawberries on top if you don't want to use packaged yogurts. Or what about some pineapple batons? I love these little kiwi spoons. Makes it easy to eat the kiwi. If you give them a banana, make sure you get one of these containers so it's not mushy and battered at the bottom of the school bag.
What is it about school bags and the smell of bruised banana?
Yes.
It's an Aussie tradition.
Be careful with fruit products. You know, they're not the same as eating whole fresh fruit.
More sugary.
But this one's okay because it's at least 100%. The ingredients here are literally apple and apricot. But lots of them have a whole load of other stuff added. So make sure that you read the packs.
Can I just say over here, 3 cheers for popcorn. That saved many a school lunch bag. There's another Aussie company called Cobbs who do great popcorn.
Cobbs and Macro. There's a number of different brands that do them. I think popcorn's fantastic. So if you've got a kid who likes, you know, a packet of chips, then there's nothing wrong with putting a packet of chips in every now and again, but try not to do that every day, whereas whole grain popcorn is fantastic. These are just little whole grain rice cakes. There's a range of muesli bars, and it's hard to find the right kind of muesli bar.
Because there's the good end and then there's the not so good end.
You want the healthy, you want what... So, you know, it's really hard to find the right ones, but, you know, I've put a selection out here that I think are great. Look for smaller serve sizes, especially if you've got younger children. You know, a lot of the adult muesli bars is actually way too much and far too many kilojoules for especially primary age kids. So look for little mini ones like this or ones that are especially made for kids, but just get used to reading the ingredients list and look at the nutrition panel so that you know you're making the best choices. And the last thing, of course, is don't forget the water. And I always like to use a stainless steel container. Fill it up every day so they're getting fresh water every day, and just encourage them to drink water.
Why stainless steel?
Well, just so that you're not any danger of plastic leaching.
The BPA.
That's right. And it keeps it nice and cool, and it's just easy to be refilling. And from an environmental perspective too, we're not throwing out a million plastic bottles.
Well, hopefully you've just solved every parent's nightmare.
So,
it continues to unfold over the year. Joanna, great to see you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Over to you, Carl.
I got a great email in from Tom, who lives at Camaray, and he's got a little gag for all the kids out there. Can I say the gag?
Yeah, go for it.
So what did Arnold Schwarzenegger say when someone stole his tuna sandwich?
Don't know.
It's not a tuna. It's not a tuna.
Good on you, Tom. Back to you, Carl.